Sometimes life is just freaking like that, you know? I'm in a staircase recording this video because it's cold as shit outside, and I definitely felt the need to be a little bit more on the transparent side when it comes to these videos, you know? But sometimes trying to spread encouragement all the time makes it seem like we don't know exactly what everyone's going through, and for me, that is the absolute opposite. The truth is actually quite further from that than what you may be thinking. Because when it comes to these videos, these things are more like therapy and a victory for me. Therapy in a sense of I currently am in a position where I've probably taken the most consecutive losses, and the floor fell from under my feet in so many different directions that I don't even know if I'm floating or walking still, to be honest. But I'm more determined to do God's will as a messenger than the devil's determined to ruin me. And I do these videos because ever since my childhood, for some weird reason, some weird way, when I am unable to get myself out of a really bad pinch, or when I'm going through some of my most deep trials, for some reason, when I'm always really going through it, I'm always sent someone that needs help. And I never quite understood the timing of it all. But the weirdest thing was, even though, sometimes I give the help that people need while I'm over here, bawling in tears, but hiding the pain in my voice. But I've always been able to give that love, even when I was in the midst of really, I'm talking about going through it. And when I started these videos, I was definitely in the midst of a depression. And I did these videos not only because I was called to start living into my purpose, but it was also to live into a trait that I've always had, and that's pouring into people when I really can't even get myself completely where I want to be. And in the midst of pouring into these videos with my heart, body, mind, and soul, I've been getting more clues to the victories that I need to be that I'm going to be receiving. I've been getting more insights. It's almost like I've been getting rewarded for putting myself to the side and choosing other people first. Not first, but just doing what I could, knowing with the intelligent wisdom that I have. And even some of these videos, like I had to fight through fear, I had to fight through my moments of sadness, I had to fight through. And sometimes I hit the record button after really, really having a hard time getting it together. And there's something about knowing that I'm helping someone else, it just zaps together. You know what I mean? I can't say it's the most healthiest trait to have, but it's one that I was born with. I've always had it. And I do these videos not just to encourage, but also to speak about subjects that I feel people are just not really hearing too much about. And I know sometimes I come off super positivity, and I'm pretty sure you guys think I'm probably the most happy-go-lucky person, because I am. But I go through shit just like everyone else. The rain does not have a disparity on where it falls. It doesn't, everyone goes through something, especially in this lifetime. Stuff is getting real weird right now. A lot of us are experiencing a spiritual awakening, and no one tells you that this spiritual awakening is it's far from roses and sunshine. It's actually like a Dragon Ball Z battle. Like, this joint is no joke. You know what I mean? And I just wanted to be transparent for the ones that are going through things, that are really not really enjoying this holiday season the way that they wish. Some of us are going through things so much we lose track of the days. A holiday is just like another day to us, and it's not that we're trying to be a Debbie Downer anyone, so we keep it to ourselves. But it's just times where you gotta call a spade and recognize, the way you're feeling is the way you're feeling for a reason. And I wanted to just put a video out just for those that are really going through it right now, that really are experiencing some stuff that is just keeping them up at night. It's bringing more tears than smiles. They just are frustrated. Maybe people are turning on them. Maybe life is just turned on them. You know what I mean? I completely want you to know that I do these videos because I'm actually closer to you than what you may think. I just, I'm so determined to fight through, and this is my way of fighting. Because he's trying to take me down because I'm trying to uplift others. The more I started to pray for mankind and meditate on ways to help mankind, I never got attacked this much in the ways that has been happening. On a spiritual level, on a mental, emotional level. And that's what tells me that I'm moving in the right track. So I'm going to continue to pour these videos of encouragement, these videos where I'm doing my transparency, my being vulnerable for you guys to let you know, like, don't get it twisted. It ain't just fucking peaches and roses over here. You know what I mean? This is just how I fight. I fight by helping others when I can't necessarily help myself. Sometimes I know I can't help myself, so I go straight to Papa, to go to God, and break down and be very naked before Him. And the revelation or the message that He sends on my heart that very same day is a video for you guys. And oddly enough, it's kind of like, okay, I was coming to you because I really wanted to get something off of me, and I got it off of me, and I felt better. And I was hoping to maybe get something that can help me get out of the struggle a little bit more. But instead, He gives me content. He gives me wisdom. He beams it down like Scotty. Scotty, beam me up, baby. And it comes so pure in the moment. It's so strong, with so much compassion, with so much power. I truly believe that I'm a unique blend of love and power. And when it comes down with the thunderous power, all I can think in my mind is just to give it to you guys. And that's just what I do. And the beauty of it, every time I finally end one of these videos, however I end it, I feel so much better than I did before I was dealing with the problems that I uplifted to my Heavenly Father. It's a weird type of therapy, but I guess it's just the way me and Him vibe. I'm a messenger here for Him. I'm not sending these things just for the sake of trying to get somebody's attention or trying to necessarily be an influencer per se. I am trying to influence and I am trying to impress something upon you, but I'm not trying to impress you. I don't want sympathy from anyone else. I'm not telling you that I'm going through one of the worst times of my life because I want you to comment anything like I'm sorry for you. I'm doing this video out of transparency to let you know I'm in the trenches with you, fam. It's dark down there. When you're drowning in the deep sea, the light doesn't even reach. So sometimes you even feel like you're being left alone by your Creator. It gets that real sometimes. And I understand that's where faith really comes in, faith in what you can't see. So I wanted to let you know in a moment of transparency that I'm right there with you during this holiday season. I'm doing my best to try to be positive for everybody else, but I got a lot of weight on me that I don't want to put on everyone else. And I'm pretty sure you're the same way. You may have children, you don't want them to feel anything outside of the Christmas joy, If you're doing your best to be strong, keep doing your best, but just know the way you're feeling is also important too. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's absolutely okay to feel down, to feel like you're defeated. It's really to live into that feeling of defeat that's the issue. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you can't win a battle without recognizing that you lost. I know that sounds crazy because that battle may have another battle that's coming similar, but if you can just sometimes hone that you feel defeated, then maybe you'll ask for help. Maybe you'll cry out to God in a way you never cried out before. Maybe if you recognize that you can't do this alone, you'll find a way to try to bring somebody else in it that you can really trust and really help you with what's going on. But it's real important for us to really acknowledge where we're at, be real with ourselves where we're at. We may not be able to be real with everybody else, but if you got to lie to anybody, try not to lie to yourself. I'm going to say that again. If you got to lie and you got to hide your feelings and you got to fake the funk, try not to do it with yourself. When you get alone, you get into that bathroom, you gotta shed them tears, you know what I mean? Nobody knows what you're going through like you know what you're going through. And I just wanted you to know that I do these videos as my way of fighting. I do it as a way of therapy, and I do it as a way to really get you to feel different internally. I'm not trying to pump up your ego all the time, and not always tell you you're awesome. Sometimes life just really whips our ass. And sometimes we just gotta take that moment to sit down and just really sit on the stage. In a really interesting place, just be like, you know what? I don't know what the hell going on, but I know I'm strong enough to get through this, and I know that I'm never alone because God never said He'll leave me or forsake me. So what I'm going through is making me strong, even if it's pissing me off. What I'm going through is making me strong, even though it's bringing me so much pain. What I'm going through is making me strong, even though I feel a little like it's depressing me. Sometimes you just put into the darkness in order to grow. It's just the way it is. In agriculture, all seeds grow in darkness. But it becomes a tree, it becomes a plant, it becomes a vegetable, it becomes a fruit. But you gotta plant it in darkness in order for it to germinate and grow. So never forget, during your darkest hours, it may just be a moment of growth. It's you and the seeds that we plant. When we plant them, we can't see them anymore. There's no seed that is in invisible soil. You put it deep down, you water it, you let the sun shine, but you really can't control when the seed actually comes to fruition. So sometimes we just gotta release control, acknowledge how we're feeling, and do our best to move forward. And if you have the talent, and you really can't help yourself, try helping somebody else. For some weird reason, I guess it's the powerlessness goes away a little bit when you help somebody else. Because sometimes when you can't help your own situation, when you're doing your best, you thought of everything you thought of and nothing's working, and everybody's just giving you answers and not understanding that you're already trying everything you can. It gets frustrating. It makes it even more hard. But I really think it's important sometimes to really just acknowledge how you're feeling and proceed forward knowing you're not crazy, and just giving yourself the chance that maybe, just maybe, this is bringing something out of you. The seed is a seed germinating inside all this darkness that's inside of you that's going to come to fruition. And it may be one of the most beautiful flowers. It may be one of the most beautiful plants. It may be one of the biggest trees. It could be one of the most delicious vegetables coming out of you in the form of a new way, a new thought process, a new feeling, a new vision, or a new way of seeing yourself. But the reality of it is, whatever you believe is true. So give yourself the chance to think of it this way and see if it helps. One love, and just know I'm in the struggle with you. Don't get it twisted when I'm doing all this positivity. I'm right there in the struggle with you, fam. And I'm doing this because I care. And I don't know sometimes how to express to hundreds of people that I care at one time. But I can do this video and you can feel me. So I hope you feel me. One love.